Full respect. Safety net. I got this. Safety net.
LGBTQI plus kids are resilient. They are fierce, they fight back, they're not going anywhere, and we have their back. This administration has their back.
Hey my beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. I originally was not going to be doing a video this week because I don't know if you could tell from this cheek, but I have a wisdom tooth that is coming in and it's got me in so much pain. It's unreal. I'm seeing a dentist this Monday, so pray for me. But what's happening right now is so important that I'm willing to push through this pain to make this video because I got so much to say and I just cannot wait a week. As you saw from the title and the thumbnail, I'm going to be talking about swimmer Riley Gaines and how she was ambushed and attacked by a liberal trans mob whose idea of free speech is trying to silence others, attack others physically, emotionally, and mentally, and extorting money from said person in order to allow them to leave safely.
Tell her to pay us. Tell her to pay us and then she could go. $10 each.
Yeah, welcome to 2023. Let's get into this topic. So when I originally watched this video, I wish I could say that I was shocked, but I wasn't. I wasn't shocked at all because this is what we see time and time again when it comes from people on the extreme left. And it's just, it's sad to me, you know, because Riley Gaines is not somebody who is being hateful. She's not somebody who is trying to cause harm. She's not someone who's just some zealot that has no idea what she's talking about. She's an actual former NCAA swimmer who had to swim against Leah Thomas, who tied with Leah Thomas, and because of politics was not allowed to actually get her trophy and had to step aside so that Leah Thomas could be at the top of the podium with the trophy for pictures and for publicity. This is what she was told. And she's somebody that has had to actively deal with this political agenda that says that biological men should be able to compete against biological women, and that if you fight against this, you are somehow transphobic, which we know is a word that gets thrown around 24/7, 7 days a week. It gets thrown around so much that in my opinion, it's lost its power, it's lost its edge, it's lost its impact, because if everybody's transphobic or disagrees with you, then you have no argument, in my opinion. And that's what we keep seeing time and time again. Now here's my take, right? So if you are so strong in your beliefs and you believe that your position that biological men who identify as women are the same as biological women and that they should be able to compete with biological women, why wouldn't you engage in an actual conversation with Riley Gaines? If you're so sure of your position and you are so strong in your beliefs, wouldn't you welcome a differing opinion? Wouldn't you welcome a spirited debate? Riley Gaines didn't go there screaming, yelling, name-calling. She didn't go there with anger or frustration. She went there to speak to students who wanted to hear what she had to say in a respectful manner. That's what she did. And towards the end of the speech, this mob emerged. They shut the lights off and ran her out of the room, threatened her with profanities. She actually was physically assaulted by a man in a dress twice. She was cornered and she was forced to barricade herself in a room for 3 hours. For 3 hours.
The room was stormed. The lights were turned off and I was rushed with no one there to escort me to a safe place. I was punched, I was hit multiple times, I was shoved, until finally we exited the room. But we could not leave because the protesters flooded the halls, and so I was pushed into a classroom along that hallway where I was barricaded in for 3 hours.
And in the midst of those 3 hours, you hear the student saying, well, if she wants to leave peacefully, she could pay us. Okay, that is extortion. In my opinion, that's holding somebody hostage. That's borderline kidnapping. That is violent. I mean, there are just so many things that are wrong with this situation. And the sad part about it is that those kids, I'm sure, probably thought, yes, we're fighting the good fight. We're doing what we're supposed to be doing. No, you're not. You're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. What you should be doing is having a conversation. And if you can't debate your arguments and you can't articulate your arguments and you have to rush to physically threatening somebody, that means you don't have an argument. If you are a trans activist and you watched that and you were okay with what happened and what displayed, you need to have your head reevaluated. Because if I were a trans activist and I saw that behavior, I would be so pissed off right now. I would be so angry at how ignorant those kids were and how they behaved. And what really bothers me most of all about this entire situation is the fact that biological women who are athletes are silent.
I'm
flaming dragons, brother.
I'm done with it. This stupidity. There's about three of us, including this show and sports media, that'll call this out. And you got people like Dawn Staley and Kim Mulkey and Diana Taurasi and all these super influential females that don't have the guts to stand up to protect their own sport. That's how I'm going to judge you. You care more about a sponsor like Nike who's letting a guy be the spokesperson for leggings and women's sports bras while mocking you. Look how stupid these people make you look.
Riley Gaines is like the only person out there that has the balls to speak up about this. Where are all the other women at who know that this is wrong? I guarantee you there are so many biological women who are athletes who agree with Riley Gaines completely, but they're too scared to step up and say something. Because what happened to Riley Gaines will happen to them. They'll be physically threatened, they'll get canceled, they'll lose their sponsorships. Corporations like Nike won't work with them. And so it's a lot easier just to stay silent, to agree in silence, and say nothing publicly. And to me, that is cowardly. You see one of your own, you see a female athlete fighting for females, for biological females in the future of all sports, fighting against this ideology that biological men should be able to compete against biological women and that that's perfectly fair. When they know, I know, we all know that is wrong, and they're silent. Ladies, please step up. Stop being afraid. Think of the future. Think of your daughters. Think of your sisters. Think of the next generation and speak up. Do exactly what Riley Gaines is doing. If more biological women would actually speak up about this who are athletes, do you have any idea how strong that movement would be? But right now, it's one army strong because nobody else will stand with Riley Gaines and back her and say, you know what? She's absolutely right. I'm an athlete. I compete in the Olympics. And I'm telling you right now, what she's saying is correct. Nobody's doing that. It's crickets out there. Those kids don't care about athletes or female athletes. They care about their agenda. And if Riley Gaines is not for the transgender ideology 1000% like they want her to be, then she is the enemy. It doesn't matter if what she's saying is logical. It doesn't matter what she's saying is statistical. What matters to them is she is the enemy and therefore she needs to be stopped. This reminds me of a lot of what you would see in, I don't know, North Korea, Communist Soviet Union, Communist China. It's insanity to me. We have entered the Twilight Zone. We have entered an episode of Black Mirror, and we're on like season 15 at this point. If you guys enjoyed this content, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I just hit 40,000. I'm so excited. I love you guys so much. I'm going to try to upload more videos. Hopefully, this wisdom tooth situation gets situated very quickly and I can be back to uploading normally. If you guys also want to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, I will have my page information in my description. I get canceled every single day just for you guys. I love you. Just hit 100,000 on TikTok, so super excited about that. And yeah, the fight continues. Till next time, guys. Peace.